make sure we protect each other's mental space. If you ever need me, just call. I'ma come running, give it my all. Love is love, God wins. Keep your vibrations high and watch how your blessings. I wonder, who are you? Why do you stand tall? Where you get wisdom from? Are you really this strong? Ralph DaWise over here, Ralph DaWise over there. Atlas family affair, interfere if you dare. We don't battle with flesh, we fight demons oppressed by life over death. Off the record like broken up ciphers, black mirrors, reflectors of lies. They try feeding on us, feeding on us. We're fighting demons. They try feeding on us, feeding on us. We're fighting demons. They wonder why point out all the wrongs, why shine in the darkest halls, why silence these evil calls. How dare you lift us up when we fall? We don't battle with flesh, we fight demons oppressed by life over death. Off the record like broken up ciphers, black mirrors, reflectors of lies. They try feeding on us, feeding on us. We're fighting demons. They try feeding on us, feeding on us. We're fighting demons. We face pretenders, they co-creators, self-made destroyers. No more feeding on us, no longer getting my trust. Love in my veins like blood, none left for you demons, I'm done. They try feeding on us, feeding on us. We're fighting demons, we're fighting demons. We're fighting demons, we're fighting demons. Feeding on us, feeding on us. We're fighting demons. They wonder, why point out all the wrongs? Why shine in the darkest halls? Why silence these evil calls? How dare you lift us up when we fall? We face pretenders, fake co-creators, self-made destroyers. No more feeding on us, no longer getting my trust. Love in my veins like blood, none left for you demons, I'm done. They wonder, who are you? Why do you stand tall? Where you get wisdom from? Are you really this strong? Ralph DaWise over here, Ralph DaWise over there. Atlas family affair, interfere if you dare. We don't battle with flesh, we fight demons oppressed by life over death. Off the record like broken up ciphers, black mirrors, reflectors of lies. They try feeding on us, feeding on us. We're fighting demons. They try feeding on us, feeding on us. We're fighting demons. They wonder why point out all the wrongs, why shine in the darkest halls, why silence these evil calls. How dare you lift us up when we fall? We don't battle with flesh, we fight demons oppressed by life over death. Off the record like broken broken up ciphers, black mirrors with vectors of lies. They try feeding on us, feeding on us. We're fighting demons. They try feeding on us, feeding on us. We're fighting demons. We face pretenders, fake co-creators, self-made destroyers. No more feeding on us, no longer getting my trust. Love in my veins like blood, none left for you demons, I'm done. They try feeding on us, feeding on us. We're fighting demons, we're fighting demons. We're fighting demons, we're fighting demons. Feeding on us, feeding on us. We're fighting demons. They wonder, why point out all the wrongs? Why shine in the darkest holes? Why silence these evil calls? How dare you lift us up when we fall? We face pretenders, fake co-creators, self-made destroyers. No more feeding on us, no longer getting my trust. Love in my veins like blood, none left for you demons, I'm done. They wonder, who are you?
What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? Grand Rising, Namaste, Ashe, Salutation, Shalom, peace. Listen, we are done with the, manipulation games. We're done with the disinformation. We're done, allowing them to put these multitudes of falsifications, lies, so on and so forth, right? And I know, like, in the black sector, black tea sector, people like controversy. They like to hear this, stories being told by Jaguar. They like to hear these falsitries being told. She has a way of telling them, it's just, we get it. We get it. She has a way of telling this stuff and putting this stuff, and people love it. It's amazing. They love it. Let me do this. Watch this. Let me move this over here. Boom. Now y'all can't see it, but y'all might be able to hear it. See, sometimes when you're trying to get through to people about this world, the best
If it is said that God so
familiar
loved the
voice
world that he gave his only begotten son so that
is
his
a familiar
children
one.
may be free from the grasp of sin.
Okay.
What would it mean to a person if they loved something so dearly?
I just called CPS and showed them how you children and abandon your children. Laugh and joke about them having to fend for themselves for 2 years old.
You are Jaguar Wright's youngest son,
Yes.
Sam.
Can y'all hear that? Can y'all hear that? Or that's not playing through the y'all can't hear that, can y'all? Oh, y'all could hear it. Okay. Okay. Hmm. That's good and bad, I guess. Um.
Odom Jr., aka Deuce.
I love Jacqueline Suzette Wright. She is my mother, and I love her with every bit of my being, in spite of the things that she's done. However, Jaguar Wright is the kind of person I abhor.
Welcome to my world. Welcome to my life.
Now, you said your mama was a prostitute.
I have the original drawing that captures everything that I view that my mother has become.
This is a demon.
That is a
Succubus.
succubus.
Are you looking for
That
trouble,
is a
nigga? I think
succubus.
They're going to arrest me now.
Your mom was arrested.
You see? That is a succubus. Right? Now, there's many directions we can go when, talking about this particular information, right? There's a multitude of directions we can go with this, right? And I want people to kind of like fully understand what this is, right? When you are looking at a person, right, you got to go back to that word, person. It comes from the Latin word persona, right? Persona meaning mask, right? So a person masses a lot of different energies within inside, right? Go back and you break down these words, mass, matter, all of that stuff, right? Get down to the very niche of what we are. There's a multitude of energies within inside of us, everything like that. And through these variations of energies, there is what we have, right? And the persona that shows is a mask of these different energies or entities, whatever you want to call them. But Jaguar has fed these houses of ego that are inside. Demons dwell within these houses of ego. This is what her son was trying to explain, right? That Jaguar is standing at the mouth of Leviathan. When you look up Leviathan, it is the entry point to hell, right? It's as above, so below. As above, you have the Draconian constellation, one of the largest and longest constellations in the sky. And what is known as one like a serpent, it is a tail. Hercules holds the end of that Draconian. You have the Hercules constellation, Hercules in the sky holding the serpent's tail, right? But if you go deeper than that, then you get into the Aquarius sky, 13th lunar cycle, the Mayans calendar, right? What takes place in the Aquarius sky, so on and so forth, right? The ruling planet of the Aquarius sky and the energies that come with the ruling planet of the Aquarius sky and, so on and so forth. But let's not go that deep. Let's not go that deep, right? Let's pull back, right? Let's go biblical. Let's go biblical. So, if one was to read this in the Bible, you would have to go to the book of Revelations, right? The book of Revelations. Now, the Bible also tells you about the incubus and the succubus being released upon the world, but we're not going to go into that part. Let's go into the book of Revelations, roughly Revelation 17, 1 through 7. Mystery Babylon. That's a good spot to start with all of this, right? Mystery Babylon and the prostitute that sits by the water, right? And you get into that, right? And they say things like, and I wish I had somebody to come up and read it, right? I wish I had somebody that was willing to come up and read it, because if I say it, if I read it to you, right, you're going to try to make it seem like I'm, taking it differently or trying to put it the way I wanted to. But if someone else comes up and read it, right, there's no way you can get misconstrued with it, because you'll hear it from a different mouth that will not be mine. Right. If you hear it from me, you're going to be like, no, you're manipulating the text. You're reading it wrong. You're saying it, that, right? But however you look at this, you have uh, Revelation 17, 1 through 7 tells you about, you know, these waters, and tells you about the manipulation of the waters and the names that are on, this particular, all these abominable names, and how, the chakra systems are, or was affected inside the body, right? So it tells you that the lower chakra systems, the root chakra and the sacral chakra, these energies will not be able to be manipulated anymore. So, and this is going back to Sumerian, text. This is going back to that, right? It tells you that these lower chakras will not be able to be manipulated no more. Their energy won't be able to be used no more, like sacral energy. Like people was using sacral energy, like that's why that whole Diddy party thing was being exposed. You know what I mean? Because the sacral energy that they were manipulating. You know what I mean? So you got to think, like, during the time of like Zeus and, Greek mythology, Roman mythology, they had chambers for that energy. You know what I mean? They respected sacral energy to that point, to where as though they had chambers. You know what I mean? People wasn't allowed in those chambers just all willy-nilly. That goes back to the story of, someone defiling someone else's um how place. If you go back into Greek mythology, you'll know what I'm talking about when it comes to the Greek gods and the stories of the Greek gods. But that's neither here nor there. Let's try to stay focused on the mystery Babylon part of this, right? Because that's what we're dealing with. Baphomet, as above, so below, as without, so within, Allison Crawley, all of that stuff. That's what we're dealing with. When you're dealing with Jaguar, right, you gotta, they practice a certain level of scheming, right? To where as though, like, this is why you'll see her attach herself to multiple uh groups, entities. She's LGBTIQ, she's Christian, she's practiced the Sabbath, so on and so forth, right? You'll see her attach herself. She's hides in these different variations of groups, right? For support, for protection, for whatever. But you also see her tear down those different variations of groups also. So she's EPhi, she's all of these things. Um, you know, so when you're looking at these personas, you're looking at the person that you think, like, oh, she's a mother, she's truthful, she's this, she's that. But really, she's not, right? She's she has the spirit of hate in her. You know what I mean? Grand Rising. She has the spirit of hate in her, you know? And, that's because she, lacked discipline over the vessel. She doesn't have discipline over the vessel, so to speak, you know? Um, so how we're looking at it is based off of like, everybody deserves and everybody this and that. No, it's an evil person. This is an evil person. Grand Rising, Namaste, Ashe, salutation, shalom, peace. You say you doing chores, yeah.
Why do you stand tall? Where you get wisdom from? Are you really this strong? Ralph DaWise over here, Ralph DaWise over there. Atlas family affair. Interfere if you dare. We don't battle with flesh, we fight demons oppressed by life over death. Off the record like broken up ciphers, black mirrors, reflectors of lies. They try feeding on us, feeding on us. We're fighting demons. They try feeding on us, feeding on us. We're fighting demons. They wonder why point out all the wrongs, why shine in the darkest halls. Why silence these evil calls? How dare you lift us up when we fall? We don't battle with flesh, we fight demons oppressed by life over death. Off the record like broken up ciphers, black mirrors, reflectors of lies. They try feeding on us, feeding on us. We're fighting demons. They try feeding on us, feeding on us. We're fighting demons. We face pretenders, fake co-creators, self-made destroyers. No more feeding on us, no longer getting my trust. Love in my veins like blood, none left for you demons, I'm done. Try feeding on us, feeding on us. We're fighting demons, we're fighting demons. We're fighting demons, we're fighting demons. Feeding on us, feeding on us. We're fighting demons. They wonder, why point out all the wrongs? Why shine in the darkest halls? Why silence these evil calls? How dare you lift us up when we fall? We face pretenders, fake co-creators, self-made destroyers. No more feeding on us, no longer getting my trust. Love in my veins like blood, none left for you demons, I'm done.
Yeah. No more playing on us. It's over with. We see you. We see you. You know? We see you. We ain't got time for it no more. You know? We just ain't got time for it no more. Trying to do better things. You know? Trying to be better. You know? Y'all out here just messing up the world. Had a chance to, do something better. Messing it up for everybody. everybody else that's trying to unify, do good, help out. You know what I mean? Y'all messing it up for them, for us, really. You know what I mean? We y'all sitting and taking advantage, so on and so forth, putting these fake storylines together to, make other people not want to support and unify, you know, all for what? That's why people sit there and they're like, yeah, see, that's why I don't be getting involved in this, and that's why I don't speak up, because all of these, content creators that out here manipulating people's energy, feelings, and emotions, playing on people, trauma bonding, woe it's me moment. Oh, they did this, they did that. Look what they did. Da, 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 da. And then think that gives them the right to curse somebody down. That they think that gives them the right to tear somebody down after that, like, because that's what they think. Oh, tear somebody down now. Now I get to tear you down. That's how they think. It's terrible. It's terrible. But this is the rhetoric. This is what we stuck with, right? This is who y'all promoted to the sector. Well, now we're trading her. Remember, we're trading her. We have her on the trading block right now, trying to trade her off to a couple of different sectors. So trying to get her up out of here, right? But, we still got the big three. The big three. Oh, the big three. We still got them. You know what I mean? And then that's looking how it's looking. The big three is looking how it's looking. But like I said, these different personas that you see, they're not real. You know what I mean? Yo, we gotta get some super stickers. What is it? Super stickers, super chats, whatever it is. We gotta get those super sticker chats. And we got to put them in the super sticker chats, and put them in the thing.
If it is said that
if we start creating our own super stickers and emojis and all of that stuff, then it'll give people a reason to like $2 and all of that stuff, I think. Right? Ain't that how it's supposed to work over here on YouTube? We got to give them reasons to, become a member and all of that stuff. Or, once I got it. So, well, no. You got to join the Discord so that way we can have a Discord meeting on how we're going to, take over YouTube. Okay. But we're going to take over YouTube. Okay. We're not thinking small, like, oh, the black tea sector. No. We're going to take over YouTube. You know what I mean? We're going to take over YouTube, not the black tea sector. Like, no, y'all can have y'all Hunger Games. We'll just, keep on giving people updates on y'all madness as y'all keep on playing in people's lives and playing with people's energies and ciphering people's, you know, kindness. Oh, we care for you. Oh, we care about you. Oh, don't go anywhere. Oh, woo, 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 woo. You know? For real. I want y'all to think about it. Think about it. Think about everything. Like this is madness. Madness, I tell you. You know? Um, but I want you guys to just, analyze exactly what's happening, what's going on in this sector, with the different variations of people that's in this sector. It don't matter who it is. They're all a part of the, grift. They're all a part of it. You know what I mean? Like the Maggie, we not sure yet due to the fact that she broke away from the pack. We know she comes from the Meghan Markle section, coming into the, fold of like Sean Atwoods and Jaguar Wright and Paula and all of that stuff we know, but we not sure like we're giving her the benefit of the doubt, right? Because she broke away, right? And now they're attacking her, you know what I mean? Because she broke away. But all these other people, right? They're still in the midst of the grift. Ooh, we might have to put that on a t-shirt. In the midst of the grift. Oh, we do have another t-shirt to make too. And we want to put two t-shirts. One says, if you're not learning, you're not living. And then the other one says, learning is living. So learning is living. And if you're not learning, you're not living. So, those two shirts separate, and the other one I just said, dang. That's the thing about being in the moment. It just comes to you and you got to try to grab that thought before it passes. You got to try to grab that thought before it passes. Yeah, I think that's part of it. The whole Atwoods thing. It was the same thing that happened to me. Like when I started talking about certain things, it was like they started getting, those personas to like try to tear down image and character and everything like that. So, but these other people, they're in that circle. They're in the, circle of the chaos. And some of them benefits from it. Some of them try to make it seem like, but they're all in it. They're all, mixed in it. You know what I mean? They're like demon spawns, It's like say their name and they're gonna pop up. You know, if you say their name like Candyman, they're gonna pop up. So you ain't even got to say it 10 times. Like Beetlejuice, they're gonna pop up if you say it 3 times. You know what I mean? That's why I said like over here, you just got to get creative. You know what I'm saying? You got to get real creative and create your own image of them. You know what I mean? Oh, appreciate the super sticker, super chat, super chat. We can like outlast their wickedness. We can outlast and still point them out. We could still point them out and outlast their wickedness. See their hate, their jealousy, their envy, that shit is taking a toll on them. You know what I'm saying? Look at their face, look at how they're growing into like evilness. Like you can tell, like, they're not becoming more healthier. They're not becoming, you know what I mean? They got alcohol pouring out their, they sweating it out, you know what I mean? Right there in your face, you can see it like, damn, how much, because your body's going to push it out, like push out that wickedness. When you're taking in so much of that negative, low vibrational energy, your body's going to push it out. Like that's how much negative and low vibrational energy they're taking in. It's taking a toll on their health. That's why they're getting sick. Look at the world. Like, it's not, people keep wondering, like, why my immune system is different from other people's immune system, blah, 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 blah. Everybody's immune system is different. Yes, everybody's immune system is different. And low vibrational people that's taking in, that negative energy, they're blocking all that positive energy that they can be taking in. So they're taking in all negative energy, right? Their transfer of energy is different. Like some people can take in some negative energy and transfer it to positive energy, right? Like it's the difference between being, destructive and constructive. It's the difference between productive and, you know what I mean? So when you're taking in these energies, you can transfer this energy differently. They're not doing that. They're taking in the negative and pushing out negative. So it's like your transmitters are off. You're not, there's no room, there's no positive. That start taking a toll on your health, how you look. That's why they always sick. They always sick. They always got to take a break, always drink. Like y'all taking in all that negative energy. And then they're making their collective take it in too, like their mods, they making them take it in too. So now it's amplified, negative begot negative type stuff. You know what I mean? So now it's just more of that negative energy, low vibrational energy. Like it comes to a point, you know what I mean? Give the people something positive, right? It's never a group celebration. Is always that singularly celebration. Like, yeah, celebrate me, celebrate me, celebrate me. And then when they looking at other people celebrate, there ain't nobody happy about you. After your birthday, after your celebration, after your, all your stuff. Like, that's all. Like, they're wicked. They're wicked people, right? You got the big three, mystery, you know, they praising each other, up each other's ass. You know what I mean? It's crazy. It's crazy. You know? Man, listen, once you realize you gotta sometimes like it takes a while for somebody to realize whether somebody have good intentions or bad intentions, right? But once you realize somebody intent does not align with your intent, you have to step away. You know what I mean? Once you realize like your intent does not align with their intent, you step away. You know, everybody intentions is not aligned with everybody intentions. So like if I realize like, okay, your intentions are not aligned with mine, we might, come into the same verse together as far as like this black tea sector or however we came about, right? But that's not bonding to me. Like I'm not bonding myself to this, right? They want you to bond yourself to this, right? The problem with them is like there's no versatility. They're not trying to unify, bring back positivity in the world. They're not doing homesteading. They're not going out buying land, right? Their vacations is based off of them going to take their celebrations outside of the community that they're destroying, right? If you look at a lot of their celebrations, it's outside of the communities that they're destroying, right? That the communities that they're destroying, they just let you sit and fester in the toxicity that they're creating, you know, the madness that they're creating, the fight that they're creating, you know. Think about it. There's always trauma, 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 crash, you know, and then they're benefiting off the crisis. You know, all these pages are benefiting off of putting people's life in crisis situations. They want to put you in this low vibrational, feel terrible about yourself, you know, and then it's always that variation of manipulation that plays. So it's nothing new under the sun. The way that they try to manipulate like that is nothing new. Like, that's why I say, like, once you see it and start pointing it out, like, it's like once that veil is lifted, you can't like just go back under the veil. Like, I'm sorry, the veil has been lifted over there. The veil has been lifted over here. So everything that they're doing over there is easily seen, is easily exposed because the veil is lifted over here. So we can't just put it back on. We can't just be like, oh, nope. No, we see it. It's nothing new. Even if you go back into the history of the world, they're repeating the same thing the pagans did, the same thing the Jujitsuits did, the same thing the Illuminati did, the same thing that they're just, changing the person that's sitting in the seat. These systems stay the same. They just want a different rulership. Jaguar don't want to take the industry down. She want to be the industry. Well, Socrates' secret to change is, focus on the you that you want to be and not the you that you was. So if you really want to change, you're going to have to give all focus to the you that you want to be. And sometimes that takes, being in an uncomfortable situation for a while, or sometimes it takes like changing locations or separating yourself from people, places, and things that trigger or remind you of the old you, you know? When you sitting in them nursing rooms in the prison system and you're watching like, or you have to make your rounds for pill call, for lining up for pill call, and you're the nurse, and you're giving out the meds in that system is hectic. You know what I mean? The interaction of it is hectic. It actually takes a certain toll on you because you're constantly interacting in an environment where at any moment something can happen. Any moment, the lockdowns, the noises, bringing somebody through that's been in this situation, and it takes a toll on your mind, you know what I mean? And that takes a toll on your body. And even like your energy level is like down. Like by the time you get off or leave work, going through security breaches, like society looks different. It's like coming out of a book. Like when I used to read a lot of books, right? You come out of the book and like you have to get back into the reality of the world that you're in, because I can put my mind in that book to where as though like I'm in that book, you know what I mean? Or it's like watching a movie. Like when you watch a movie, like when you come out of the movie theaters, you gotta put yourself back in the reality that you're in. You know, imagine 8 hours to 12-hour work shifts in a reality that's, you know, at any moment, you know, something's happening, so on and so forth. And then you have to go and, you know, sleep for however many hours. So in your real reality, you're only getting about 4 to 6 hours of real reality. You know what I mean? You're sleeping and waking up out of your sleep to the sounds that are like it's becoming normal. The chaos is normalized in your life, Maria. No wonder why you're on these pages, you know, that is because it's normalized in your life. You don't see the pattern? Damn. Mm. Mm. You know what you got to do? Let me tell you what you got to do.
Get back to yourself. Get back to yourself. Nah, 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 nah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Every thought sensor. They don't like it when we speak. When we beat, they're living under pressure. It's not a life for the weak or the meek. Gotta rise that temperature. It's real cold in these streets. Bring the heat. A spiritual venture. Gotta watch who you greet, who you meet. You know you do right, so they tell you you're wrong. Put up a fight, they don't like that you're strong. Crave that control, so they string you along. Catch a break, that shit's prolonged. When you know you don't belong, so it's back to the same old con. With a song, bringing facts, so they want you gone. Get back to yourself. Why you tryna please these thieves? They don't wish you well. They don't wish you well. Throw it in your face like a show and tell. Swimming in a world of snakes. Open gate to hell as they yell. Get back to yourself. Get back to yourself. Talk that talk, walk that walk. Represent for the flock. Time weighing like a boat of TikTok. No promise, no hope, no joy from the clock. Just annoyance when they circle and they watch on top. Ooh, that can never be. I set the mindset of a guy who believes in the lie. Got no feelings, can't cry. Hand over your money as you watch them feast with the beast. And how dare you reap a reward. Stay poor, stay lured, stay quiet, stay normal. Now's not the time to give in or give up. Can't blame their way when you find yourself stuck. Don't be surprised when they show you fake love, and that's a message from the God above. The real ruler, millimeter, taking shots, aiming for your bluff. You don't like it, oh well, tough. Suck it up, get back to yourself. Why you tryna please these thieves? They don't wish you well. They don't wish you well. Throw it in your face like a show and tell. Swimming in the world of snakes. Open gate to hell as they yell. Get back to yourself. Get back to yourself. King of wands, use your freedom as a pawn. Not too fond of any bond. The grass ain't greener when it comes to your lawn. Shit ain't brighter when it comes to your dawn. They wanna make it rain, leave no rainbow for your pain. They wanna pick your brain just to call you insane. All aboard the ego train, they can't move, stuck in chains, detained, trapped in a game. Cameras, they stalk you, you know you can't hide. Stick to yourself if you can't choose a side. Get you some sense and let go of your pride. Say goodbye to the old life, cause it died. Get back to yourself. Why you tryna please these thieves? They don't wish you well. They don't wish you well. Then throw it in your face like it's show and tell. Swimming in the world of snakes. Open gate to hell as they yell.
They trained you.
Who trained who?
Denot said he trained you on this stuff of how to
Why
keep on.
would you believe anything that liar says after everything he said about you?
Because if he trained you to lie and you've been lying and
He
he's been
didn't train
lying,
me anything. That child doesn't train anyone.
so he learning from you then.
No, he didn't learn anything from me. I didn't know him. I guess you didn't bother to look at the history of how he became attached to my name.
No, I didn't, because I don't know who to believe. Y'all all seem to be telling different variations.
You
of
want to know what's
falsity.
funny? You want to know what's funny? You don't know who to believe, yet you believed everything they told you about me, and these people don't even know me.
I believe the words that's coming out of your mouth.
No, you don't, because you're always trying to turn them and twist them and flip them.
That's part of perception.
No, that's not perception. That's a fact.
Okay, so if you said that you
Why did you
drove
just, I
around,
want to ask you a question. Why did you just lie and said that you saw me on that birds panel? I haven't been there at all. Why would you lie and say that?
the comments been popping up. She been blocking them.
No, nope, that's not me. That's the fake Jag. You want to know who first started really running hard with fake Jags in the chat to make people think that it was me in the chat and go back and forth with me and say things about me? Denot. He was the first one to really start abusing fake Jags in the chat. Matter of fact, all of your friends have their own fake Jag accounts. So when they can't get me to show up, so when I don't pop up, they just sit there and type in the chat and argue with themselves.
But where did they get it from? Like, where did the training
What do you
come
mean, where
from?
did they get it from? They got it from your boss that you don't know that you're working for.
Can you get in touch with them? I need to check. I need to advance.
Well, then you should probably contact YouTube and reach out to Leor Cohen yourself.
Come on.
That's who runs YouTube.
Okay, but
Leor
I don't
Cohen
have
runs
these people.
YouTube.
Okay, Jaguar, let me ask you a real question, right?
Do you know who Leor Cohen is?
Yes, I know who Leor Cohen is. Where do you go
So
from
then you
here?
know his connection to Jay-Z then.
Yes, that Jay-Z invested into YouTube and invested into Cash App, and you've been
No,
utilizing
Jay-Z
both
didn't
of them.
invest into anything. Jay-Z was placed there by his very white Jewish handler who
Is that
handed him
Marina?
everything else, including his job at Def Jam when he signed Rihanna when she was underage.
Oh, we talking about Lucian.
No, Lucian Grange, that's the person who runs Universal.
Okay.
That would be Leor's boss too.
Oh. So we just going higher and higher. So when do Marina Brockovich
I just
come
know
in?
what I'm talking about.
So when do Marina Brockovich come in?
Number one, her name is Marina Abramovich.
Oh, Marina Abramovich.
That's her name.
Yeah, when did she come in?
He's been studying with her for almost 2 decades now. And he's been practicing Aleister Crowley and teaching a bunch of other people to practice Aleister Crowley. And it's not Allison, it's Aleister.
But you also
Very old
practice
British name.
Aleister Crowley.
Nope, no, I do not. Never have. But I know what he does. And I know what his teachings have done. Because what he did to was take ancient African Kemetic science and pervert it for the masses.
Okay, so how do you know about certain sacral rituals that's used based upon the sacral chakra or
because
the
I
sex
am
energy?
a study. I am a teacher. That's what I do. How can you defend yourself against something that you don't know how to defend yourself against?
I guess
The
the
only way you
defending.
can the only way to defend yourself against witchcraft is to understand how it works so you can stop it.
So you learn witchcraft to defend yourself against it.
Number one, I study all of my enemies and all of their tactics. Any intelligent person does.
So as an E5 priestess, what levels of magic do you manipulate?
I'm not going to go into the gifts that God has bestowed upon me. I don't have to explain that to nobody.
Okay, what about the hypnotization that you put on people when you repeat certain things over and over again?
Oh, you mean, do I have the ability to hypnotize people? Absolutely.
Do you use that frequently?
I've used it for my safety when I
Okay,
needed to. It's a good
so
skill to have,
absolutely, I would agree. Um, so
especially with the kind of enemies I got.
nobody really knows the kind of enemies you got.
Yeah, you
They
do.
think
Yeah, you do. You know exactly who they are.
who, like Sean Davy Way and Storm Monroe?
No, 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 no.
You mean
YouTubers
bigger
aren't
than
my
that?
problem. YouTubers aren't my problem. It's
Oh,
the
you mean like the
celebrities that
government?
it's the celebrities that they work for and worship that have been a problem for me.
Where? How do I get in touch with them? I'm trying to get in touch with one of them. I need a check.
You know what? You should do yourself a favor
What?
and you should ask yourself
Okay.
how you like being played, how
So
you like being made a fool of. I actually gave you a hint. I told you that the reason why Cheryl and Pearl and Not and them was coming over to your channel was so they could do all of the stuff that they didn't want their channels to get struck for, so you would. I told you that.
you
I
did
know you
not tell
heard
me
me.
that.
Yeah, I did.
When? When?
I said it in a video, and I know you watched because you
Come
reviewed it.
on.
Because you reviewed it. But it's all right. You were
Come
warned.
on. How was I supposed to know?
Like I said, you keep letting them come over there and do all that crazy stuff on your channel if you want to. You the only one that's gonna suffer for it. And
All right, Jack. All right. Enough is enough. We tired of hearing your stuff. All right, I gotta go. I gotta go take care of some stuff. All right, love y'all. Remember, one's image of oneself should be greater than reality. If nobody told you that they love you today, let me be the first, but not the last. And see y'all when we see y'all. We gotta put a pool party together. Okay, I'm putting a pool party together. It's not bye. See you later. It's never bye. Bye means you're never gonna see me again. We will see you later. Talk to you later. Y'all gotta stop saying bye. Stop using these low vibrational words. See, that's why I gotta pull y'all out of those low vibrational ways of communicating. You know, pull y'all up out of those low vibrational ways of communicating. No, not going to be busy on no farm. Do it look like we're on a farm? Come on. Come on. Do it look like we're on a farm? Come on. Upgrade. Upgrade yourself. We helped them out. We did everything that we can do for them out there. We went out there, we built the goat fence, built rabbit fence. The goats is out there, the people out there helping. We did what we did. That's what we do. On to the next, adventure. Okay?